Hello. Okay, welcome. So we're gonna have a little parkour tutorial today, with some tips and tricks. So you guys, you can get some more fun out of parkour. And some jumps are look really scary, but they're actually a lot easier than you think, and you can actually get them a lot more consistent. So I'm gonna show you guys how to, and I'm gonna teach you the way of parkour. Okay, so let's start out with a simple 4 block. A normal 4 block. You see this jump a lot. There's a trick for this called the force momentum. So, what is a force momentum? Well, a force momentum is performed when you jam first and then press your sprint key. But what is a jam exactly? Well, a jam is when you press W and space at the same time. As you can see at my keyboard overlay over here. You press them at the same time. Not one tick later, at the same time. It helps sometimes, like actually just slam your keyboard on those thingies. But you gotta get the timing down for that. So what you do, you jam, and then you press your sprint key. Jam, sprint key. Sprint key can be like either one tick behind your jam, or a little bit later, but a little bit later, eventually you can't make the 4 block anymore. Like if you delay it too much, yeah, you get that. Other way to do it, what I found personally a lot easier, is by opening your inventory, pressing W and space, holding them. Then when you close your inventory again, you press your sprint key. Like that. And that look maybe like, oh, that takes a long time. No, it actually doesn't. You can just do it pretty fast. And it's really consistent. Like, I prefer this one. But you guys can absolutely just use a normal jam and the normal force momentum. So what you can do, this here is called the inventory jam, and what you can do is you have this is a really specific jump, like you have 2 blocks here with 1 slab up. What you can do is open your inventory, hold space, W, and hold your sprint key, and you just close your inventory and it goes automatic. You can use this, there are some examples later, but you can use this for a lot of things. And it's really handy to know. Okay, so here we come to the little bit more difficult part. And we will have some taps. But what are taps? In Minecraft there are ticks, and there are 4 ticks every single second. So what you wanna do is you wanna go forward with W or S, depends on what situation you're in. For 1 tick, you have shift taps, and you have normal taps. So for this jump, this is a 4-block diagonal. What you wanna do is you wanna do 3 normal taps, 1, 2, 3, and then you just do your force momentum, like that. So 1, 2, 3, like that. Well, you have this jump right here. I was confused by the jump a long time ago. I didn't know how to do this jump. You just have 2 blocks. You can't really jam it because you will go over it. And so what I found out is you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 shift tap, and then you do your force momentum. Then we have this diagonal 4-block with a little bit of momentum. So what you can do is walk forward for 1 tick, jump, and then you land. You can actually just hold space actually, and you will make the jump. If you maybe walk a little forward like that, yes. Or to get it more consistent, because if you do it too late, then you just fall down. You don't want that when you're at the end of a parkour. This is the last jump. If you fail it, you gotta do it all over again. You don't want that, do you? So what you can do is 1, 2, 3, and then you can, wrong button, 1, 2, 3, open your inventory, space, W, shift your sprint key, and you inventory jam it. Well, it's actually pretty consistent. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Like that. So to repeat this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Also, one thing to mention, when you can't like shift to the back of the block, in this situation with this jump, I tried it, it's 1, 2, shift it, and like that. One thing to mention, when you have like a 4 block you gotta do, and you have like a block behind you, what you wanna do is you wanna go 1 shift tick forward. Don't ask me why, but if you're with your back against the wall and you're gonna jump, the 4 block will be so much harder, so you will always like, when you're in this situation where you're like, you want to run for as long as possible to get as long as momentum, but if you like if you like face the wall with your back, then you will like actually not get that far, so you want to go 1 shift tick forward, and then you can just do your jump. That helps a lot. Okay, going over to this one. You have 3 blocks of momentum here. What you can do, you can walk forward for 1 tick or 2 ticks, somewhere in that range. Jump and just like hold space. Maybe you... Yeah, this is really consistent, and because you get the momentum from like sprint jumping, this jump is actually really consistent. Also, to do this like and not feel like that, what you can do to like make this really consistent is 1, 2, 3 normal taps, and then do a jam. Do an inventory jam. So 1, 2, 3. You don't have to. It's just the safe way. If you don't want to fall, you know, at the end of your parkour. So one thing, momentum is everything. Momentum is really important in parkour. So we gotta use it most optimally. So for a 4 block, a normal 4 block, of course, like this. I mean, I just hit twice in a row, but it can be really hard and it can be pretty difficult if you don't jump in time. But if you get some momentum beforehand and get like a jump in, doesn't even have to be on the edge. You can also just get a jump here, like, and land somewhere around this range. You make this jump so much easier by just having a little bit of momentum than just doing it normally. And so whenever you can, you want to try to get momentum into like a difficult jump. Try to get momentum in so you can make it easier for yourself. Okay, so now here. A lot of people don't know about this, but what we're gonna do here is called a burst. So what is a burst? You perform a burst by pressing your sprint key, W, and then shift. So you're like fast sneaking. And what you can do then, like for head tilts, you can literally... That's all you need to do. Press space. It's easy like that. So, of course, when you hit a block, like when you have like a block on the side, and you would hit that, your momentum is gone, so you gotta like do your burst again to have it back. But with this, you will never fall on your, you know, when you're like at the end and you just use a burst, because that way it's really consistent and there's like actually no way you will fall. That's really nice. Okay, so now I want to show you guys a passy, because that's also one of the big things in parkour. What is a passy exactly? Well, a passy is when you jump up and you go down, you press W, you have control, you have your sprint key down, so you fall down with while going forward, making you have a little bit of momentum, making, for example, this 4 block jump a lot easier. I mean, a little bit easier. I mean, you still can fail it a lot, but it makes it so much easier than doing it normally. Of course, you can just do a force momentum, of course. But what if you have like a block in the back? You can't go back for the force momentum, can you? So what you can do is you can just do your passy. And a passy is really easy to do, and it doesn't really affect anything. Like, if there's something like behind you or anything. You can kind of do a passy almost anywhere, and it's really, really handy. What you can also use a passy for, at least this is also called a passy. When there's a block above your head, you can't burst. You can only burst like for like 2 blocks, 4. Like I think like if you would get like this, I think you could burst for that. Let me look. Yeah, you can burst for that amount of like range, but you can't burst for this. So how do you do this jump? Well, what you do is you hold your sprint key, you press space, and when you land, so you hit your head, when you land you start walking forward with your sprint key enabled, of course, and like this. So your head hits the ceiling. When you get down, you instantly start walking forward, and you hold space down. You just, like, you hit your head, you hold space down, and this jump actually gets really consistent. And now we have also the variant that you have 2 blocks here. Well, what can we do with this? Well, what you do, open your inventory, hold control, your sprint key. For me it's control. Hold your sprint key, W space, and close your inventory. Let me do that again. Like that. And what you can do for some jumps might be really there are some jumps that are so far that you need every single pixel you can get. So what you can do to make it a little bit more far, you can do 1 shift tick and then perform your passy. Also on this one. That way you go a little bit further. Now, okay, now we have come to the neos. So, neos. What you want to do, you want to get a little bit of distance between you and the neo, look a little bit to the side, and go around. Flick to the, or slowly, or flick to the right, to the left. Depends on, of course, which way you're doing the neo. When you have not a lot of space, try to go as far back as you can, and go around it. What you can also do, is what I found out, is you can also, of course, inventory jam this, so W space, sprint key, let go, and what you do is you just jam, and that way you don't have like the trouble of like, oh, I'm gonna do the neo and I walk off, because the jam is instant, and because you don't really need to get far here, you can just use the inventory jam. But now we have the double neo, and let's see if I can do this first try. What you wanna do, shift at the front here of the block. Try to look a little bit like towards the block. Like if you're here, try to look this way, otherwise side this way. You can also look this, but you don't want to look like around here, because if you shift back, you go here. Okay, so what you do is 1, 2, 3 shift ticks back. Look a little bit to the side, walk forward and jump. 1, 2, 3. That's how you do a double neo. In a consistent way. And you can use the same timing, of course. You could use it for single neo as well. The thing is, it's probably easier if you just get some distance on single neos. But you could also, like, to just practice the timing for the double neos, you can also use them on single neos. What you also have, when you gotta get around the corner, 1, 2, 3. And what you wanna do is you wanna look, like, to make this really consistent, look a lot to the side. And then just, wait, that went wrong. Look a lot to the side. And run and jump. This is actually the same almost the same as a double neo. So you can do the same again. 1, 2, 3. And then you gotta make it. This is actually a pretty hard jump, so let's see if I can make it. You wanna try to get like a little bit of like walking forward. What I'm not getting right now. 3. Give me a second. Like that. Okay, so for this one, when you have something above your head, you have blocks next to you, you can just shift and go up. Shift, go up. Shift, go up. Shift, go up. Easy as that. Nothing else. Just shift and go up. Okay, now my least favorite, the ladder parkour. I always struggled with this while I was like starting out with parkour, but then I found out how to do it. So when you have like a ladder like above you on the right side or left side, what you want to do is you want to press D and space and you want to go around it in a smooth motion. Well, maybe take you a few attempts, but when you get it down, can be pretty consistent. And it's gonna be really good for like a lot of older parkours use a lot of like ladders, and I always find them annoying. But yeah, okay. So here you have the ladder and the trapdoor. They have a hitbox that's like equal to 3 shift ticks. So what you can do, because like if you do like a force momentum from here, it absolutely won't work. Like you won't get far enough. What you wanna do is you wanna go 1, 2, 3 shift ticks forward and then do your force momentum. That way you will get it. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Okay, so and now using this in parkour, I know I'm gonna do this first, right? 1, 2. This is just trying to get like some space between me and the wall so I can get around it. Gotta have a good flick though. 1, 2. Like that. This one you can't really like force momentum because then you won't have enough time to get here. Go up. Here, we wanna maybe like do a force momentum to get there. So I'm gonna go to the edge of the block and do the force momentum. Now here, well, after the gym, what I gotta do, I gotta turn around and get like flick towards that block. I can try to like, if I do a force momentum here, I land there, I still have momentum, I'm gonna use that momentum to get there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this and then that, like that. Because of that momentum you got from that jump, you can do this jump a lot easier. And now, the infamous salmon ladders. We're gonna just completely destroy them using one trick, and we learned that trick. We're gonna burst them. So, do your sprint key, W shift, boom, sprint key W shift, boom, sprint key W shift. Don't hit the wall, like try to go a little bit out, because when you hit the wall, your burst will be reset, so you gotta get it again. And this way, actually, this gets really, the salmon ladders get pretty easy, as you can see. Making it really consistent to do. Being a parkour king, and whee! Okay, so I hope you guys learned some things from this. So maybe like, if you already experienced a parkour, maybe saw some few things you didn't even know about. If you guys have ever questions about something or something, I gotta like, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm always there. And I'm always down to answer some of your questions. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and I'll see you guys. Bye bye.